It's Tarrant County trying to eliminate 140 election day polling places. Y'all, they are trying to do, and I say they, I'm talking about MAGA and the Republicans. That's what I'm talking about. Let me get back on them. I done been on Tallarico. Let me get back on them because they deserve to be got back on this. Over in Fort Worth in Tarrant County, they brought it up to eliminate 140 election day polling places. Now, y'all saw Lon Berman get taken out of there. Lon Berman was a stand-up representative over there in Tarrant County for years. And as I watched that man being carried out the way he was, it just broke my heart. Because I remember a time when Tarrant County wasn't like that. I remember the time when it didn't operate like that. When Glenn Whitney was the county judge, Glenn Whitney would have never, ever done anything like that. But O'Hare is not a Whitley. And so they wanted to eliminate, they have discussed, and they're going to bring it back in September, I think, eliminated 140 election day polling places. They wanted to reduce it from 316. I want to make sure I got the number. From 316, y'all get this, from 316 places to 176. Early voting locations from 50 to 42. So with the November elections, the midterms, Tarrant County wanted to reduce their election day polling places by 140 places, 140 polling places, to go from 316 to 176 on election day. Yeah. And then early voting, they wanted to go from 50 to 42. They wanted to eliminate 8 polling places to go from 50 to 42. Well, they had a time over in Fort Worth. And if you haven't seen it, you have to take a look at it. Get on Chris Tackett play. And if you're not following Chris Tackett, Tackett, on Facebook, I highly recommend that you follow Chris, because he don't miss nothing over in Fort Worth. Former school board representative in Granbury, very, very active in Fort Worth. So follow Chris Tackett on Facebook. But this was just horrible. So Tarrant County, they did all that. Lon Berman got taken out, and so they put it off. They postponed the votes. And I said last night that Tim O'Hare, who is the county judge now of Tarrant County, and for those of you who are not familiar with Texas, Texas operates this way. There are 254 counties in Texas. Each county has what's called a commissioner's court and a county judge. No matter how small that county is, they all have the same. They have a commissioner's court, they have 4 commissioners, they have a county judge. On the East Coast and West Coast, they may refer, on the East Coast, I know they may refer to it as the county executive. And they do on the East Coast, I know. The county executive and the county judge are the same. In Texas, it's called the county judge. They have no judicial authority. They are the chief executive officer of the county, and they sit and preside over the commissioner's court. And the commissioner's court are like the board of directors. They approve budgets, they do all that. So Tim O'Hare, y'all, is the county judge. And he is the one that directed Berman to get carried out. And he is so racist. And I say that with every confidence in the world. He is so racist, this Tim O'Hare, the county judge, that succeeded Glenn Whitney, who's just a wonderful, wonderful man. Tim O'Hare is a racist. Period. Full stop. Point blank. Tim O'Hare is a racist. Tim O'Hare was the mayor of Farmers Branch. When Tim O'Hare was mayor of Farmers, see, this is how far back this goes. See, that's why it pays to have institutional knowledge and to be a former Republican in the same circles with these people, because I was in the same circles with these people. Tim O'Hare is a racist. When he was a mayor of Farmers Branch, and I had to go back and get it, because see, y'all know I bring mine. When Tim O'Hare was mayor, he fought against renting apartments to Hispanics. I know that's hard to believe today, looking at Farmers Branch and their population. and the city that it is. But when Tim O'Hare, the same man who's now county judge in Tarrant County, was mayor, he fought against renting to Hispanics. And y'all, this thing went all the way up to the Supreme Court. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is when Tim O'Hare. Let me see which one I want to start with. Let me start with this one. This is from the Dallas Observer from June 2012. This is Tim O'Hare talking. To reverse the alleged decline in property values and the perceived overcrowding of public schools caused by an influx of what O'Hare described as, quote, less desirable people who, quote, don't value education and don't take care of their properties, the council required every apartment complex in town to verify that its tenants were here legally. Now, that was Tim O'Hare, and that's in 2012. Now let's continue, shall we? It continues. This is Tim O'Hare talking. My family has been here since 1956, and almost everyone I consider family lives here. I don't want us to have to move. I don't want to have to live somewhere else, but I'm not going to live in Oak Cliff, throwing shade at Oak Cliff, y'all, which is what we are becoming and going to become if we don't make some serious changes and spend some money. I personally believe, this is Tim O'Hare, county judge, now Tim O'Hare, but this is when he was mayor. I personally believe that the type of families and development we want in our city would be encouraged if we took steps to drive out illegals. Farmers Branch Mayor Tim O'Hare. Let's continue, shall we? Continue. How did this story end? Under then mayor, keep in mind this was 2012. Under then mayor Tim O'Hare, Farmers Branch spent 5 years and over $6 million in legal fees fighting this controversial anti-immigration rental ordinances, with estimates for total costs, including plaintiff fees, reaching $7 to $9 million before the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear the final appeal in 2014, effectively ending the lengthy taxpayer-funded legal battle. Tim O'Hare, this same man who had Lon Berman taken out when he was mayor. See, I tell you, I make stuff up. I got a long memory and I've been around a long time. That man, as mayor, this is who he is, y'all, in Tarrant County. So don't be surprised at anything this man does. He's a racist. Long before Trump got in office, when now there's immigration and ICE, Tim O'Hare was ICE in Farmers Branch. He ended up costing Farmers Branch between $7 and $9 million, fighting all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court to keep Hispanics from renting apartments in Farmers Branch. That's who Tim O'Hare is. So don't be surprised at anything this man does. He is racist to his core. Talking about how much he loved Jesus. Okay, Tim O'Hare, whatever. Okay, so that's number 4 on the list. Tarrant County trying to eliminate these polling places. So I wasn't surprised when I saw that. I was not surprised, but I was really disappointed when I saw how they treated former Representative Burton. You just don't do that. That man served well, Tarrant County. So, but that's who this man is. That's why he acts the way that he does, this Tim O'Hare, because he's a racist. And he's mean. He's mean. He's very mean. And they got them big old 10 commandments he put on Tarrant County courthouse yard. Y'all go over there. Yeah. This same man, Jesus said, welcome the immigrant. He spent $7 to $9 million fighting against letting immigrants even rent apartments when he was mayor Yeah.